thanks to Allrecipes member Susan for sharing her recipe for creamy blueberry pie. One Allrecipes member says, "I'm 16 years old and this was one of my first attempts at pie making. Not only is this recipe easy, but it also tastes great." Let's begin by preheating the oven to 350 degrees. Next, pour 3 cups of fresh blueberries that you've washed and dried into an unbaked 9-inch deep dish pie crust. Now we'll make the custard for the pie. Place 1 cup of white sugar into a medium bowl, along with 1/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Stir the dry ingredients together. Next, add 2 beaten eggs into the dry mix and add 1/2 cup of sour cream. And whisk until a smooth custard forms. Several Allrecipes members suggest adding a teaspoon of vanilla to the custard, so go ahead and do that if you like. Pour the custard over the blueberries. And now we can make the streusel topping. Measure 1/2 cup of white sugar into a small bowl. Several Allrecipes members suggest using brown sugar for a deeper flavor. Now we'll stir in 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour to the sugar. Cut 1/4 cup of butter into small pieces. Add the butter to the flour and sugar. And use a pastry blender to cut the butter into the flour and sugar. If you don't have a pastry blender, you can use 2 knives. The idea is to cut and mix the butter in until it forms coarse crumbs. Sprinkle the streusel topping over the custard and berries. Place the pie on a baking sheet for easier handling and to catch any drips, and bake the pie in the preheated oven until it's light brown on top for 50 to 55 minutes. Cool the pie on a wire rack before serving it. One Allrecipes member says the creamy blueberry pie is her favorite blueberry pie recipe. She suggests making the pie with a graham cracker crust and baking it in a springform pan. Sounds delicious.